This, my friends, is the Amazfit Bip 6. Now, making this video definitely brings back some memories of one of the first videos I ever did, which was for the granddaddy of this thing, the first generation Amazfit Bip. And man, how far we've come, like full circle. And it's so fulfilling to see little kids all grown up sometimes. But just like a lot of our children who grow up, a lot of them don't turn out the way we expect them to. So let's find out if this is truly dope or nope. The Amazfit Bip 6 retails for $80 guys, and it comes in black, charcoal, stone, and this one my favorite color of all, red. Yeah, tell me this thing doesn't look sick, y'all. 1.97-inch AMOLED display with 302 ppi, really nice and sharp, up to 2000 nits, so it's great for outdoor use. And it also has a light sensor, 5 ATM, so you can take this lap swimming. The weight on this was 27.9 grams without the strap. Battery life during my time with it, I got around like 5.8 hours with always on display, 60 to 70 app notifications per day, and one hour GPS activity track per day as well. That's not bad. This watch uses 5 satellite positioning systems, not the more higher end dual frequency type. There is a mic and a speaker port, so you can make calls with this and also use the voice assistant and all that, and listen to music too. Haptics is nice and strong to the point that sometimes I also wish they had a soft or weak setting. In terms of smoothness and the UI, you can tell that there is barely any lag. It's very well optimized here. And if you've used a current or newer Amazfit, you'll be right at home with the menu system. You swipe down for the settings, you can rearrange all the different tiles right here. You can slide up for notifications, you slide across for the different cards, and it's really easy to use right out of the bat. You hold down to change your different watch faces and stuff like that, and the watch face store has plentiful to choose from free to paid ones as well. In terms of material choices and build, this thing is quality, guys, and I'm not just hyperboling. They didn't pay me a lick to say it. It feels really nice in your hands, and it's really nice to look at as well. The stock band that comes with it, you can switch it out to a third party. I think it's 20 mil if you like, but it feels good as it is in your hand if you just want to keep it. It's really nice. It's slightly stretchy like most other bands. This is to cater to like your expanding wrists while you work out or throughout the day, so you don't have to keep readjusting if you like to. I like this little silver around the screen. If you like it look more discreet, the black one right down here is blacked out, so it's much nicer that way if that's your thing. And by the way, the sensor raised bump right here doesn't create a deep bump in your skin. Even if you wear it tight, I haven't seen any hot spots for that area. Yeah, if you squint, you almost think this is an Apple Watch, for crying out loud. For better or for worse, the Bip 6 is basically built around the same algorithm, logic, and interface as the rest of the Amazfit lineup. So aside from maybe model-specific features, processor type, and sensor differences, the Bip behaves quite similarly to, say, the Cheetah, the Active 2, and even the flagship T-Rex. And that is to say that from selecting your preferred activity to track and then pulling up training templates if you want to, setting workout goals, launching your music, plus waiting for satellite lock, which usually takes around 12 to 15 seconds on this thing, are all very similar and recognizable across the product range. So if you use a recent Amazfit product, you can flow into this pretty quickly. Super easy to use and slick within the UI. Steps and calories tracking are consistent at least on this thing, and gratefully, heart rate related data tends to be quite on point as well. If you're not hopping through, say, heavy metropolitan skyrises or under bridges a lot, satellite tracking and mapping is pretty stable too. Now, a nice feature trickled down from the T-Rex, I have to say, is strength training. Although here, getting the Bip to properly capture the number of counts per rep, for example, was rather hit or miss. So, like, if your form ain't perfect, the watch probably won't see it. Now, on the other hand, if you value sleep tracking more than anything else, you might want to look elsewhere, because the Bip inflates actual sleep times even more drastically than the Cheetah I tested recently. You can check out the video up above. If I remember correctly, the Cheetah would overclock by like 20 minutes about 3 times per week, while this thing does it practically every day. Yeah, not too hot there. I still can't believe that this is a Bip. The OG was already nice when it came out back in, what was it, 2018? But of course, the bar has moved partly thanks to Apple and almost every other brand trying to keep up and imitate the Apple Watch. So fast forward to the Bip 6 and you've got something that, impressively, at first glance, could well be mistaken for a Cupertino timepiece. It's both handsome and functional. Now, I would say that even though the glass is likely more susceptible to accidental whacks against a wall or damage from being dropped on its face, I absolutely dig how the corners curve gently over the edges to meet the equally rounded frame. Materials are absolutely bang on as well, which when you remind yourself, guys, that this costs only 80 bucks is totally nuts. Even small things like the chamfered openings for the mic and speaker grills, plus the tight seam lines, go a long way to impress. Now, if I were to nitpick though, the two buttons on the side here are stiffer than I would prefer, requiring like more effort to use, especially in rapid succession. That being said, the bezels around the display are a couple of millimeters too wide at each corner, in my opinion. Like, shaving that down would not just help the looks, but more crucially reduce the dimensions to better suit smaller wrists. My wife used to wear the OG Bip, and when she tried this on, she was like, too big. Yep, it's confirmed. I'm definitely allergic to Amazfit watch bands. Whatever the reason is, whatever the chemistry behind them are. Sure, some people are straight up allergic to PU bands through and through. But for me, the thing is, my skin is totally fine with every other brand I've tested so far, just not the Amazfits. The Cheetah, this thing, the T-Rex 3, same exact reaction spot, guys, between the buckle and the last free loop, or in the case of the Amazfit Bip 6, it would be where the loop enters back into the main strap. You know, I could very easily just say, oh, the Amazfit Bip 6 is great value for money, you should go out and get one right now. But you can pretty much say that of any watch in this genre nowadays, to be honest. So how Amazfit has separated itself from the pack, in my opinion, is by offering a little bit more than you expect. So rather than slapping a bunch of sensors, build a UI around collecting data from 100-something workout modes that basically capture the same pieces of data at the end of the day, steps, calories, sleep, and then calling it a day. Because, you know, any watch brand can do that nowadays. Amazfit goes one further. Not only is the hardware smooth and polished, there are certain features that you'll find only in training-focused watches from Garmin and Cora, such as sports-specific metrics for triathlon, high rocks, and strength training, to name a few. There's AI coaching, the ZFlow voice assistant, which is pretty good, downloadable maps for offline use, and in the case of the Bip 6, you get that all for 80 bucks, guys. Yeah, the Bip 6 is great value for money. You should go out and get one right now. Well, I hope this Amazfit Bip 6 review was helpful, guys. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are awesome. And thanks to Amazfit for sending me these units to entrust so I can share it with you guys in an honest, objective as possible way I can. And if you like to see more videos like this, you know, hit all the buttons down below. You know what to do. I'm not gonna spoon feed you. Just don't press dislike. Well, if you do press dislike, press like again. Thanks so much for being here, guys. And remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what? If you haven't seen the news or looked outside the window, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love you all very much. Peace out and God bless.